Okay, let's have a look at the other parts of the room. So here is the accessible bathroom. It's quite a big wide doorway. It's a manual open door. Let's swing that open. Yeah, okay, I can do that. How do I close it behind me? That might be slightly harder, but all right. Let's get in here. Now we've got a shower up there, and those controls are within reach, as is the shower head. And there's a top level, a rain shower head there. There is a handle, so I can balance myself, and it's also next to the sink. Let's have a look at the sink. So the sink has a space underneath, which means I can get my knees under it. There we are, there's me. Hello. Yeah, I could hold that handle if I were, for instance, unsteady on my feet, rather than a wheelchair user, or a wheelchair user who has balance problems when they get out. Would I be able to reach that shaving point? Yeah, just about. I like the use of the plastic glasses, because I, for one, have real problems with my grip, and I'm always dropping stuff. So yeah, I can get quite close under this sink. Okay, yeah, that's fine. At least it's simple to find. I like the tap. It's very easy to use. Very simple, very easy action, decent size. I'm not trying to grip anything too small. So that's good. Now, I have to say, oh, and there's toiletries over there and another handle. I have to say, the thing I was really impressed with in here was the toilet. But these are one of those toilets where the seat is heated and it will wash and dry you without you having to have somebody carry out those intimate tasks for you. So that's fantastic. That's a real bonus for independent living. One of the theories of disability is that it's actually the societal model of disability is that it's the environment that we're in that disables us, that prevents us from being able to do things, rather than just our bodies. Now that doesn't mean that I don't recognise that the reason I can't, for instance, walk long distances is because of my fibromyalgia, but you're always looking for maintaining what dignity you have got. And in a situation like being disabled, when dignity pretty much goes out the window, any dignity that you can retain is fantastic. So props for that toilet. I'm really impressed with it. And there is a handle next to it. There's also this is a safety rail for people who are not necessarily very steady and able to balance themselves when they're sat on something. However, when it's lifted, it should lock in place. Now imagine I am a wheelchair user and I'm going to wheel myself up and I'm going to back up so I'm right next to this toilet so I can transfer myself. That's where you use your hands to bump yourself from one seat to the other. This sticks out quite a way. And it is not locking in place. So how would I be able to back up to that toilet and get myself close enough to be able to transfer onto it? That's a bit of a difficulty. So let's put that down. Also, I actually don't need it. So it's taking up space that I don't need. One last thing I'd say, this toilet roll has been placed behind the person. Now, because of my problems with my joints, I'm often subluxating, which is partially dislocating my shoulders. So my shoulders sometimes are really painful. And if you've got arthritis in your shoulders or some form of limited mobility, reaching behind you to reach the toilet roll is actually really difficult. It also unbalances you. So I would suggest that actually needs to be moved to here so that the person is reaching slightly to the side and forward as opposed to reaching behind them to get that toilet roll. Now, I'm going to run the risk of backing up and hoping I don't hit the sink. I'm not always very good at this. There we go. Ooh, perfect. So I can turn to come back here and get out. Okay, great. Now, how am I going to close that door? All right, I will go all the way over here where you can see from the marks on the carpet. I have enough space to turn my chair. My chair turns pretty much on the spot so that I can go back, grab this door, leaning right forward in my chair, which is probably not safe, depending on my level of balance, reverse a bit, pull it forwards. If I wasn't filming, I'd be able to do this more easily because I'd have one hand on the handle and one reversing my chair because, of course, I use electric controls. So I've shut that door. Now, actually, I could see from the inside that there was a rail originally for a sliding pocket door. And for some reason, that's been taken off and this has been retrofitted. The thing with a sliding door is it is much easier for somebody to be able to turn around, to be able to get in and then close it. Whereas if I'd wanted to close this door, I'd have had to get into the bathroom, turn myself around, essentially drive almost all the way out of the bathroom again, grab hold of the handle and then reverse myself into the bathroom. Bit complicated. Or I would have the indignity and possibly the coldness of showering with the door open. It's got a heated towel rail and that's at a good height. I can access all of that. So I can turn, avoiding that thing which is sticking out. So I can turn to come back here and get out. Okay, great.